Hello, fancy folks and folkettes. Today we are here in Heroes of the Storm, taking a look at the latest patch, which introduces to us Ragnaros, Firelord. So he is from Molten Core, an old vanilla raid, probably the first raid in the game that vanilla players ever really got into. If they got fully leveled a little later on, maybe they did ZG first as a little bit of a starter raid, but most people started off with Molten Core. Ragnaros was, of course, the end boss in both Molten Core and Firelands. Torborn, when he goes into his ultimate mode in Overwatch, goes Molten Core. That comes from this. You might think, based off of his description, that he is going to be a specialist, but in fact he is not. He's a melee assassin. And interestingly enough, much like Variant, I cannot find the click point on the screen for him. Click the eyes, click the horns, click the hands, the chest, the gap in the chest, Sulfuron, or Sulfurous. I forget what the name of his hammer is. I think it's Sulfurous. Yeah, the tower, nothing. I don't know where his click spot is, and there wasn't a click spot for Varian either. So let's take a look at what is in the shop, then we'll take a look at him. So we have the Little Ragnaros bundle. You already own 0. I've been getting a store error saying that the store is not available. I think something is up, but there's Ragnaros, and then there's Little Ragnaros. So Little Ragnaros is actually a pet in World of Warcraft that doubles as a cooking fire. He's one of the first store mini pets that the game ever had. In other words, a mini pet that you would go onto the Blizzard store and buy, and then he would be in game. And he also counts as a cooking fire that allows you to cook items that needed an open flame to cook. We have the Winter Veil 2016 bundle, which gives you Lunara and Nazebo, and gives you Christmas Tree, Lunara, which I could swear I've seen this before. I mean, I don't think she was around last year at this time, but this looks familiar to me. I'm going to have to check out her different colors. So there is the Winter Veil Lunara, and this one is cool as shit. It is Ginger Dread Nazebo. I mean, this is not just a reskin of Nazebo. I mean, this is almost, except for maybe the skeleton, a full reworking of Nazebo. I mean, look at the size of that mask over there. That's a full-on, just a complete reworking of him. If we look at Nazebo, you can see his face there. I mean, he's more mask than head, but I mean, I think they did a fantastic job with this. And that's just a creepy face. Gingerbread men are supposed to be happy, and you have this scary, creepy looking Ginger Dread. So we have last year's Winter Veil Classic Bundle, which is Rhaegar, Jaina, Stitches, Sylvanas, the Reindeer Mount, and Greyfather Rhaegar, which honestly is an awesome skin for him. I think this is one of the best skins for Rhaegar. And whenever I see Rhaegar in action, especially even competitively, I see a lot of this skin, and I think it's good, because it also redoes his Ghost Wolf, if I remember correctly. This is the Jaina that I use. This is also a Stitches that I use. I happened to use the Stitches yesterday. And then there's Sugar Plum Sylvanas. I know some people who use it. That's not who I use for Sylvanas. And then we have the Nexus Conqueror bundle, the Nexus Challenger bundle. Over on Heroes, of course, we're going to have Ragnaros and then Recent Heroes available. Even though these have locks, I actually own them. For skins, we have Little Ragnaros, and then the others, including the very kick-ass Druid of the Flame, Malfurion. Druids of the Flame were popular in World of Warcraft and Cataclysm during the Firelands patch. We dealt with a lot of these. Really cool skin for Malf. But Mal, for me, is my first master skin that I ever earned, so I like to keep it that way for him. The really cool Cyberhawk Calthus, which makes him look like G-Force from the 80s cartoon. Hellblade Samuro, which is okay. I chose not to get the bundle when I got Samuro. This, I fucking love Deputy Vala. This is just such a cool skin. It is, kind of, there's a Nova color there. There's a Power Princess Li Ming looking. I'm sorry, it's going to sound sexist. It's a nice fit stomach and boob window, and I think it's a pretty skin. Also really like the Scarecrow Zol skin. And this red one is pretty cool, and the base one's pretty cool. You take an already creepy character and a necromancer, make him even better with a Scarecrow. Kick ass. Mounts, we have the Ballistics Hexagon available, and no colors for that. We have the iPad in a couple colors. Very appropriate for Cho'Gall, if you ask me. The Samuro Hellbore, the Ghost Speeder, and a few others. So there's the stitches that I was running yesterday. And where is my Sylvanas? Let's sort by specialist. So this is who I use for Sylvanas. And that's her Ranger General. And her Master is fairly common. You see the Master in a lot of competition. Here is my Jaina. That's the Wintervale Jaina that I've been using exclusively since I got it. Here's Ragnaros. So, there's his colors. They're all pretty much fire-based, although, honestly, this final color looks like he's burnt out a little bit. Like, the first two look like he's super on fire and smoldering and hot, and this last one kind of looks like he's cooling off a bit. Here's Master Ragnaros. Badass all the way, and he looks a little less like he's burnt out on the Master skin, but, pretty kick-ass, although the Master isn't very different from the stock. Here's Little Ragnaros. Again, the same colors, and again, the final one seems like it's cooled off a little bit to me. Alright, let us take a look at him in tri-mode. And then in a separate video, we'll actually get him in a match. Now, Ragnaros has had a lot of hype leading up to him. We're all fairly well aware of what he's going to do. We know he can take over forts on your side. He can take over any fort if they've been killed. He could take over the core. I would imagine he would have some interesting synergies with Abathur under those circumstances. So, alright. Let us go ahead and look at some talents. Sulfurous Hungers. Every time you kill a minion with Empower Sulfurous, which is his Q, his next basic attack is instant, deals a lot of ability damage in an area, and it heals him for 20% of the damage dealt, healing doubled versus heroes. Every time you kill a minion with Empower Sulfurous, its damage is increased. After killing 30 minions, increase its damage permanently. That seems pretty good. In all honesty, I can imagine him being very good wave clear. So I would imagine this would not be a particularly tough quest to do. Shifting Meteor. Hit 50 heroes with Living Meteor. After hitting 50 heroes with Living Meteor, its duration is increased to 2.25 seconds, and the ability can be recast to change its direction once it's cast. So, moving out, that's actually here on his W. Summon a meteor at the target point. So I think this is like the Protoss guy. Yeah, it is. So you have its start point, and then you control its direction that it's going to roll in once it lands. And it's a little bit like the one Protoss guy who's got the push-pull, the telekinesis, whose name is escaping me right now for some particular reason. Engulfing Flame. Blast Wave's cooldown is reduced to 2 seconds and its radius is increased. That is Blast Wave. So we saw a little bit of that combo over there. Molten Core, channel an ally or destroyed for to keep to replace it with his ultimate form. So that's available right in the beginning. It's not like an ultimate or anything. As you can see, that's a lot of poke damage right there. That's beyond poke, that's just smash. So go Sulfurous Hungers. Fire Ward, Living Meteor grants spell block. When Living Meteor hits an enemy, gain a charge of spell block, reducing the damage by 50%, holds up to 2 charges. Blast Wave slows enemies, I like that, catching fire. Gather Regeneration Globe increases your health regen. After gathering 15, you activate catching fire to gain resistance. I like Blast Wave slowing. Ooh, almost to death. Oh, we gotta get him, we gotta get him. I wonder if I can get him through the fence. Kind of. Yeah, I would definitely be doing that minion quest in the first tier. He slaughters minions. Alright. If Empower Sulfurous hits at least 2 enemy heroes, it restores 10 mana and cooldowns. A little sketchy. Each enemy hero hit by Living Meteor increases the damage of the next one. Blast Wave is used on Ragnaros. It deals 100... Okay. Fun little initiation there. Sulfurous Smash. Hurl Sulfurous in a target area, and it lands. So this is right out of his Firelands abilities. Enemies in the center take damage and are stunned, or the Lava Wave one. Yeah, that's slow. That slow's good. So Sulfurous Smash has got a relatively okay cooldown, but then Lava Wave has got a really long cooldown, so let's see this in action. Unfortunately, when we take over this keep, it will end the game, because this is kind of the core of practice mode. But we're going to take it over anyway. So if he takes damage when he's channeling, he gets kicked out of it. There's his big wide arc. There's Molten. There's the Meteor Shower. And Explosive Rune. Okay, running back. Cauterized Wounds. Empower Sulfurous heals for an additional 60% of damage dealt to heroes over 2 seconds. Tempered Flame. When a blast wave damages an enemy hero, gain a shield equal to 100% of... I kind of like that. Especially if you go Initiation Ragnaros. Gain Resistant if you're stunned. Empower Sulfurous deals extra damage to heroes, so this is probably his anti-tank ability. It is. Living Meteor explodes at the end of its path, dealing damage to all nearby. After Blast Wave explodes, another Blast Wave is created on Ragnaros. Kind of very Butcher-ish on that one. I wonder if it gains the benefits. Lava Wave has 2 charges. Molten Core has 50% increased health and damage. Cooldown is reduced by 50 seconds. Ragnaros submerges below, entering stasis. So if you're getting dived on, submerge will be good. Lava wave, having a different additional charges, or enhancing the molten core takeover. So let's toggle minions back on. Well, Arthas is never gonna make it over here. Oh, well, okay. Apparently... I guess Malfurion got trapped by enemy lines there. That rolls right through everything. I like that. Yep, that's very Butcher-ish right there. I think that's a build that I would definitely be going with. I like that. It's mostly Blast Wave centric, but let's see how I'm doing on my quest over here. I'm pretty decent on the quest, but you'd encounter more minions than this in actual combat. So it's probably like Asmodan and Nazebo, where the ability really has to get the kill in order to get the stacks. So there's Meteor Shower, kind of reminds me of Gul'dan's abilities. And here's Explosive Rune. To non-structure enemies, damage increase versus minions, mercenaries, monsters. And of course you can D out of it if you wanted to. Fun little build, fun character. Mounting, he doesn't really have a mount. He just goes, well, maybe he will, but I don't think he will. Catch him with the slow. If that second blast wave gains all of your blast wave benefits, that'd be pretty cool. Let's see how he does with a camp. Not bad. I can't really say how early he'd be able to do that in a match. Yeah, some heroes excel at taking two-person camps, like, fairly early on. I think it would take Ragnaros a little bit in order to do it. However, getting all hits of those blast waves in. You do get a mini-map indicator as to where the fire's coming, so you've got a little bit of a chance to get out of it. Alright, so there is a look at Ragnaros in Tri-Mode. We're going to see if the store is back to normal over here. So of course he's 15k gold or 10 bucks in real life currency. Store still temporarily unavailable, so it doesn't look like I'm actually going to get to play him tonight, unfortunately, unless we can buy it from this screen. No. I was hoping I could buy it from that screen. Alright, well, let's see. Mounts. Yep, no mounts. Not even the hexagons or the banners work. Sometimes there are some mounts that will work. But, unfortunately, no Ragnaros. So, we will go ahead and end the video here. And whenever I get into a Ragnaros match, we'll get some footage of him. Thanks for watching the video, everybody. Take care.